That day, the federal court in Miami became hotter than ever as Sean Combs, better known by his stage name Diddy, stood formally in the defendant's seat. A series of sex trafficking charges thrust the entire entertainment world and the public's attention onto him. For years, rumors and whispers never ceased, but now, everything had become real in the courtroom. Janice Combs, his powerful mother and the only close family member standing by Diddy during this fierce legal battle, appeared with a determined gaze, though beneath it lay deep, unspoken worries. She walked into the courtroom with steady steps, ready for a fight not only for her son but also for the honor and truth she firmly believed in. From the very first moments, Janice didn't hesitate to speak out, calling the whole case a public trial, a harsh, unfair attack on her family. This is not justice. This is character assassination, a public humiliation, she declared with fierce conviction in front of the media and everyone present in the courtroom. The courtroom fell silent, all eyes fixed on the middle-aged woman as everyone wondered how she would continue to defend her son amid such brutal and serious accusations. The prosecution had also prepared files, evidence, and witnesses to present in court. But they did not yet know that in the coming surprising moments, Janice would deliver an unprecedented shock, a secret kept for more than 20 years that could turn the entire legal battle upside down. Meanwhile, Diddy sat quietly beside his mother, his eyes seeming full of exhaustion and pressure. He, the once music legend, the successful businessman, was now facing a battle that threatened not only his career but also his reputation, freedom, and family. Outside the courtroom, the media buzzed with reports, audiences and fans, along with curious onlookers everywhere, followed every development with intense tension. This case was not just an individual story, it was a social verdict, a symbol of the conflicts and dark shadows within the entertainment industry. The opening of the trial ended in heavy silence, like a signal for untold stories and deep secrets waiting to be uncovered. After Janice's resolute opening statements, the atmosphere in the courtroom grew more tense than ever. All eyes turned toward her as she suddenly made a shocking declaration. She had known about dark secrets spanning over 2 decades, truths that few dared to speak about concerning her son and the system behind the case. Janice stood tall, her gaze no longer simply protective but marked by deep inner turmoil. "I have remained silent for more than 20 years, she said, her voice choked but filled with determination, but now, that silence is no longer an option. Justice must be served, and the truth must be known, no matter how painful it may be." Her words stunned not only the public but also the lawyers involved in the trial. The secrets Janice revealed had never been mentioned in previous investigations, and now they became the new focal point of the debate. The prosecution quickly raised questions, casting doubt on whether Janice had covered up, or even played a role in keeping secret, Diddy's actions. Suspicious glances and whispered conversations began circulating in the courtroom. Janice faced pressure not only from the court but also from the public, as the media started digging into her and her family's past. Janice did not deny these pressures. She admitted that for many years she had endured psychological control and enforced silence from her son, the pressures of the entertainment industry, and hidden powers. Her internal conflict was clear, torn between maternal love and a longing for truth, creating a whirlwind with no end in sight. Outside the courtroom, social media exploded with heated discussions. Fans who once admired Diddy felt betrayed, while critics found even more reasons to condemn him. The story was no longer just a legal case, it had become a spiritual battle, a social judgment on the shadows behind the spotlight. As the trial went deeper, testimonies and secret evidence were gradually uncovered, bringing with them endless questions. Who is truly responsible? Is Diddy merely a victim of a complex system, or the mastermind behind it all? Janice, with her decades of silence, would have to choose which side to stand on. The intertwining family conflicts, social pressures, and legal battles painted a complex picture, holding both the court and the public captive, unable to look away from this gripping trial. The trial entered its most tense days as evidence gradually unfolded under the strict supervision of the judge and public scrutiny. Recordings, journals, and witness testimonies began to reveal a darker picture than ever before of the life and power Diddy once held, a power that extended beyond the music industry, seeping deep into the shadows of the entertainment world, where darkness and light intertwined and were hard to distinguish. Janice Combs became the focal point of the trial when she was called to the stand as a key witness. She stood there, her face showing the fatigue of years of endurance, yet her eyes held firm determination. Inside her, a battle raged between a loving mother and a citizen who wanted the truth to come to light. As she began to speak, her voice echoed throughout the courtroom. Janice recounted the mental pressures she endured, from keeping painful secrets to the invisible threats from her own son and the hidden forces within the entertainment industry. She revealed stories never before known, strict control, threats, and moments when she told herself to stay silent to protect her family from falling apart. But at the same time, Janice expressed deep anger and disappointment witnessing her son become entangled in undeniable crimes. She said that although she loves him, she could not turn a blind eye to the truth and her responsibility to justice. The trial grew chaotic as the prosecution used Janice's testimony as leverage to dig deep into weaknesses in Diddy's defense. The defense lawyers rushed to diminish the value of her revelations with legal arguments. However, the raw emotion from this mother shook the entire jury. Outside the courtroom, public opinion sharply divided. One side sympathized with Janice's and her family's inner struggle, while the other expressed outrage and demanded strict justice for Diddy. Social media overflowed with analytical posts, commentaries, and heated debates. In those moments, Diddy sat silently, his eyes reflecting profound inner conflict. Behind the glamour and power, this man now faced bitter truths and choices that could completely change his life and future. The trial was no longer just the story of an individual but had become an internal battle, a confrontation between darkness and light within the family and within himself. Every testimony, every revealed truth awakened bigger questions about power, responsibility, and forgiveness. The trial was gradually reaching the final moments of a long and arduous legal journey, yet at this very moment, the atmosphere inside the courtroom grew more suffocating than ever before. Janice Combs, the resilient mother whom many had assumed would stand unconditionally by her son's side, began to reveal deep secrets she had never dared to speak aloud until now. Under the harsh courtroom lights and in front of all witnesses, Janice confessed that for more than 20 years, she had witnessed undeniable dark truths. These secrets didn't just revolve around Diddy but also involved hidden powers within the entertainment industry and complicated circles of influence. There had been times she wanted to speak out, to expose the truth, but threats and pressure from her son and his associates forced her into silence. She shared moments of facing bitter realities, wrongful actions, conflicting choices, and the pain of a mother watching her son drift away from a righteous path. I lived in silence, in fear, not just for myself but for those around me, Janice said, her voice trembling yet resolute. But now, that silence is no longer an option. The truth must be honored, no matter how costly. Janice's testimony not only shook the courtroom but also sent shockwaves through the public. The secrets unveiled offered a completely new perspective on the case, not merely the story of an accused individual but the complex portrait of a system where power and silence intertwine to protect what is called status and legacy. Diddy, once a symbol of power and success, now faces himself and the unavoidable consequences of past decisions. His eyes hold regret, fear, and to some extent, awakening. He understands that this battle is not just about the law, but a fight for the survival of his family, his reputation, and his very self. The trial concluded, but the story remains unfinished. The secrets revealed are like missing pieces in the bigger picture, opening many unanswered questions. Who will ultimately be held accountable? How far will the truth be exposed? And will justice truly be served? Spectators and the public continue to watch, analyze, and debate, turning the case into a symbol of the complexities of power, ethics, and justice in modern society. The story of Diddy and Janice Combs is not just a criminal case but a profound lesson about courage, truth, and forgiveness, values every person must face in life.